Hi everyone, glad to see you back on the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most talked about US F-35 could dismantle Iran's entire air defense network in a matter of days. This isn't a movie plot or simple hype. It's a discussion about how fifth generation air power, modern sensors, cyber integration, and decades of planning can change the balance of power in ways that still shock many observers. To understand how something like this could happen so fast, we first need to understand what air defense networks are actually designed to do. Iran's air defenses are built to detect incoming aircraft, track them, and then engage them with surface where missiles or interceptor aircraft. On paper, this sounds formidable. Iran operates a mix of Russian-made systems, locally produced radars, and layered defenses intended to protect key sites. But air defense networks are not just collections of missiles and radar dishes. They are information systems. They rely on sensors feeding data into command centers, which then issue firing orders. If that flow of information is disrupted, delayed, or manipulated, the entire system begins to collapse, even if the missiles themselves are still physically intact. This is where the F-35 changes everything. Unlike older jets, the F-35 was not designed simply to be fast or carry a lot of weapons. It was designed to be invisible to many radars, to see everything around it, and to act as a flying data hub. Its stealth shaping and materials dramatically reduce how far away it can be detected, especially by older radar systems. When an F-35 approaches an air defense network, the defenders may not even know it's there. Their radar screens can look calm and normal while a hostile aircraft is already deep inside their defensive bubble. This alone shortens reaction time to almost nothing, which is critical in modern warfare. But stealth is only part of the story. The F-35 sensors are arguably its most powerful weapon. It carries advanced radar, electronic support measures, infrared sensors, and data links that fuse information into a single, clear picture for the pilot. Instead of juggling multiple screens and guesswork, the pilot sees a clean map of threats and targets. This sensor fusion allows the F-35 to locate enemy radars and missile batteries without even turning on its own radar. It can listen passively, detect emissions, and pinpoint locations with remarkable accuracy. In other words, Iran's air defenses reveal themselves just by operating. Once those systems are located, the next phase begins. The F-35 can attack directly using precision, guided weapons, or it can pass targeting data to other aircraft, ships, or ground-based systems. This means it doesn't need to carry massive bomb loads itself to be lethal. It acts as the eyes and brain of a much larger strike force. One of the most devastating aspects of this approach is speed. Modern precision weapons travel fast, hit accurately, and can be launched from multiple directions at once. Command centers, radar nodes, and communication links can be struck almost simultaneously. When this happens, the air defense network doesn't degrade slowly. It collapses all at once. Iran's air defense doctrine relies heavily on centralized control. Orders and targeting information often flow from higher-level command centers. If those centers are knocked out or cut off, individual missile batteries may be left blind and unable to coordinate. Even if they still have missiles, they may not know what to shoot at. Electronic warfare plays a massive role here as well. The F-35 is not just a stealth jet, it's also an electronic attack platform. It can jam radars, confuse tracking systems, and feed false information into enemy sensors. In some cases, defenders may see phantom targets or lose real ones entirely. This creates chaos. Operators don't know which contacts are real. Communication lines become overloaded or go silent. Decision-making slows down at the exact moment when speed is essential. In air defense, seconds matter and confusion is deadly. Cyber operations can add another invisible layer to this assault. While details are closely guarded, modern military doctrine increasingly integrates cyber effects with physical strikes. Networks can be disrupted, software corrupted, or data delayed at the moment of attack. The result is a defense system that fails before it even realizes it is under attack. It's important to understand that none of this happens randomly. These outcomes are the result of years of intelligence gathering, mapping, and simulation. Every radar site, command bunker, and communication node is studied. Weak points are identified long before any aircraft takes off. When F-35s enter such an environment, they are executing a plan refined through countless exercises and war games. Targets are prioritized not just for destruction, but for effect. The goal is not to destroy every missile launcher, but to make the system as a whole stop functioning. This is why the phrase "in minutes" is so significant. Once the first strikes land, the network's ability to respond collapses rapidly. Operators are overwhelmed. Backup systems may exist, but they often rely on the same data streams or power sources. When those go down, redundancy disappears. Another key factor is integration with other U.S. assets. F-35s rarely operate alone. They are part of a joint force that can include stealth bombers, electronic warfare aircraft, drones, naval missiles, and space-based sensors. The F-35's role is often to open the door and hold it open. By neutralizing air defenses quickly, the F-35 allows less stealthy aircraft to enter the battle space safely. This expands the scale of the operation almost immediately. What begins as a small number of jets can turn into a massive strike package within hours. For Iran, this poses a serious challenge. Many of its air defense systems were designed to counter older threats. Even more modern systems struggle against low, survivable aircraft combined with electronic and cyber warfare. Upgrading hardware alone does not solve the problem, because the vulnerability lies in the network itself. There is also the psychological impact to consider. When a nation believes its airspace is protected and then watches that protection vanish almost instantly, the shock can be profound. Commanders may hesitate, unsure of what capabilities the attacker truly has. That hesitation can be exploited further. Critics sometimes argue that such scenarios are exaggerated. They point out that no air defense network is ever truly entirely destroyed. That's a fair point. But total physical destruction is not the objective. Functional destruction is. If the system cannot detect, track, or engage effectively, it has been defeated for all practical purposes. History supports this idea. In past conflicts, from the Gulf War onward, the suppression of enemy air defenses has been a priority. What has changed is the speed and efficiency with which this can now be done. What once took days can now take minutes or hours. The F-35 represents a shift from platform-centric warfare to network-centric warfare. Its true power lies in how it connects everything together. It turns information into a weapon, and it uses that weapon before the enemy can even react. Iran has attempted to adapt by dispersing assets, using mobile launchers, and developing indigenous systems. These steps can complicate targeting, but they do not eliminate the fundamental problem. Mobility and dispersion help only if the system can still see and communicate. Against a stealthy, information-dominant opponent that remains extremely difficult, another often overlooked aspect is training. Advanced technology is only as effective as the people using it. U.S. pilots train extensively against simulated high-end threats. They practice operating in denied environments and responding to unexpected failures. This experience matters enormously when everything happens at once. On the defensive side, operators may face information overload, conflicting signals, and intense pressure. In such conditions, even well-trained crews can make mistakes. Those mistakes cascade quickly in a networked system. All of this leads to a sobering conclusion. Modern air defense networks, no matter how intimidating they appear on paper, are increasingly vulnerable to integrated, stealth-based operations. The F-35 was built specifically to exploit those vulnerabilities. This doesn't mean such an operation would be easy or risk-free. Any conflict involving major powers carries uncertainty and danger, but the underlying mechanics explain why analysts believe a rapid collapse of air defenses is possible. The broader implication is about deterrence. When one side knows its defenses can be neutralized quickly, its strategic calculations change. That knowledge alone can influence behavior without a single shot being fired. In the end, the story of F-35's overwhelming an air defense network is not just about a jet. It's about how warfare itself has evolved. Speed, information, and integration now matter more than sheer numbers of missiles or aircraft. As technology continues to advance, these dynamics will only intensify. Airspace that once seemed secure may no longer be, and systems designed for a previous era may struggle to survive in the next one. That's why this topic continues to generate so much debate and attention. It challenges long-held assumptions about defense, sovereignty, and military power. If you found this breakdown useful and eye-opening, stay tuned. There's much more to explore about how modern conflicts are shaped long before the first aircraft ever leaves the runway. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel.